Digital pen and paper is a mechanism for collecting handwritten notes and forms using a pen and using paper. The paper is quite unique in the fact that it's ordinary paper, but we print onto it a pattern of dots. The pen is unique in a way as well. It looks like a fat fountain pen, so there's an ink refill in it. So really, the pen writes on the paper, and with the ink refill, you're joining up the dots or the pixels on the paper. So you're recording through the camera on the pen the pixels that you're joining up, and therefore your handwriting. You then tick the box at the bottom of the page, and it sends that handwritten information via your mobile phone or via a USB docking station back into your back-end office application. At the minute, InfoActive has a team of 5. We're small, but we're very focused and very specialised. We thought, wouldn't it be nice to have someone on board with us to learn from us and learn what we're trying to do, but also bring some knowledge into the company. So what we did, we engaged with InterTradeIreland. They identified the Fusion project as the ideal, programme to take this opportunity forward. We did our interviews and we brought on a young graduate into the company full-time for 2 years. Through the Fusion project, we linked in with UCD in Dublin, who had the skill set centred around the technology piece that we're trying to develop. So it was a tripartite agreement. There was us, the company, InfoActive with the business needs. We had Lindsay, the graduate, who was a project manager for making this happen. And we had UCD as a knowledge partner, bringing the expertise in.
I was interested in the Fusion programme primarily because of the diploma in management practice from UCD. Also, the job was project management, and that was what I was interested in after I graduated.
Towards the end of the Fusion project, the DIVA project as we called it, we engaged with a couple of health trusts, and a health trust actually used the DIVA as a methodology to implement the digital pen and paper technology. We're delighted obviously because we've gained more business through it. It's also ensured that our installation process and our support processes are delivered more efficiently. And even better than that, we've employed Lindsay as a result because of the great work she's done.
Going into a job straight after graduating, I think, is tough, but whenever you've got the experience of doing a diploma alongside the job and you were learning on the job as you went, I think that was really beneficial.
I would recommend Fusion for any business really because you've got the knowledge coming in from the university, you've got a young, energetic, passionate graduate coming into the business, and we've actually developed a business process which has increased our sales and developed our relationships with our customers. So win-win-win all round. I can't see a negative against it at all.
My name is Andrew Fleming, General Manager for Fleming Engineering, which is 2 subsidiary companies, one Fleming Steel and one Fleming Doors. Flemings have been doing business on the site here in St Johnstone, County Donegal, since 1860, starting as blacksmiths, and the business has evolved generally through engineering solutions for the rural community over the past 150 years. Fleming Engineering has traditionally supplied the rural area in the north of Ireland. More recently we've expanded through into Northern Ireland and more into the retail, commercial, industrial market. The Fusion programme is something I would very much recommend to any company that was looking to bring expertise from an academic field or from at a graduate level. It's a very cost-effective way of bringing that type of expertise to the business. Initially, the Fusion programme was designed to help us satisfy the demand that was being created through sales and the capacity of the business. That has changed with the changing economic climate. We have now had to reallocate resources, look at cost control more closely, and really look to develop our information systems. The people we have are very important to us, and the Fusion project has allowed us to lift morale and provide a solid foundation from which we can build again once time's allowed. Also looking for new business, remaining competitive, all those things are paramount to any business.
Everyone is privately owned company formed in 1984. We've always been in this area. We're originally in Lurgan, moved here in December of '86. Site was 10,000 square feet. It's now 110,000 square feet. Privately owned, 4 executive directors, employ about 200 people, and manufacture frozen and chilled bakery products for food service, retail and the wholesale markets. Innovation is a big part of our business. Obviously in the food sector, people are always looking for new products, new tastes, and our customers would have an expectation that we would be presenting new ideas to them rather than waiting for them to come to us. We've had 2 projects with Fusion. The first project, in conjunction with the bakery school in Dublin, was to look at hearth breads and develop a range of hearth breads. That has developed into a range of products which we currently sell, not only in the Irish market but also into the UK. And we've just completed a second programme, again in conjunction with the bakery school in Dublin, to develop a range of topped and filled added value donuts. We're very happy with the products that we have been able to develop, and we feel that will give us an edge in that particular sector of the market. The time to devote to innovation and to focus on particular projects in the day-to-day operations of a business, sometimes that can be put to the side or has to be put to the side because of commercial pressures. However, the Fusion project, because it was a dedicated resource, allows you to focus on that and not to be distracted. So I don't think we'll be as far down the line. We may eventually get there, but not in a short period of time.
My name is Crahora O'Brody. I'm Joint Managing Director of Aero Composites Duranta. We manufacture aerospace composite components. Our customers would include Bombardier Aerospace in Belfast, RATIA Figeac in France, and Eurocopter in Germany. We also manufacture composite wind turbine blades, and our customers would include Provan Engineering in Scotland. Our company started in 1998. Our headquarters here in Connemara in Galway. We also have a subsidiary company in Brandenburg in Germany, and we now employ 71 people. Our company is a market leader in the area of thermoplastic composites. These materials can be manufactured more rapidly and more cost effectively than traditional composite materials, thus saving our customers money. The solution was provided through InterTrade Ireland by the University of Ulster Jordanstown, through a Fusion graduate who developed a technique for online monitoring of the new manufacturing process. As a result of the development of the project, we've been able to develop the technology to a level whereby we're now in discussion with large wind turbine manufacturers with a view towards licensing the technology. I suppose my dreams for the business would be twofold. One would be that we would become a provider of large aerospace composite structures to the aerospace business worldwide. On the other side of the business, I'd like to see our own proprietary technology for large wind turbine blades rolled out, and the company supplying large integrally heated tools to the wind turbine market. One of the advantages of organisations like InterTrade Ireland and working with organisations like InterTrade Ireland is that it does give you a kind of a government stamp of approval, which even with customers maybe that are not involved with the type of technology or the business process you're trying to develop, with the help of InterTrade Ireland, the fact that you can say, yeah, we're doing a project with InterTrade Ireland, we've got a graduate on placement with us through the InterTrade Ireland Fusion process, this does definitely mark you out a little bit in terms of being a company that other people have run the rule over, and that is well recognised by government agencies. I would recommend InterTrade Ireland Fusion to other companies. It's a very nice way of working with the university without all the strings and complications that can be attached sometimes to that.
IntelliSense is a company that has spun out of the University of Ulster, and what we're doing is we're bringing to the healthcare market some innovative, very clever, wearable, non-invasive vital signs monitoring devices. And these are devices that can be worn under your clothes while you're going about your normal everyday life. They will measure your vital signs and allow your doctor to check these and to come to clinical decisions based on those. If you're wearing these at home, the data is accessed through normal, ubiquitous web technology. In other words, the doctor logs into a website, puts his security passwords in, and can immediately access the clinical data. To get these clever devices to work, you need a software backend. There needs to be something residing on a server that will collect the data and also allow you to configure the devices. Thankfully, the Fusion program inside InterTrade Ireland allowed us to take onto our full-time staff a dedicated, specialised back-end software engineer who was able to take 2 years, supported by InterTrade Ireland, to help us develop that back-end software. InterTrade Ireland encourages its participating companies to have a Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland partnership, and that makes a lot of sense because there's a much larger resource available to you. But also it allows you to develop some commercial opportunities in the other part of the island as well. Essentially, Fusion is saying, look, there are two companies with two sets of good ideas that we regard as complementary. Let's put them together and let's throw a catalyst in, let's throw a resource in that will actually, on a very targeted basis, make something happen in terms of an objective that is appropriate to the two organisations involved. Quite frankly, we would not have had the resource or the full portfolio of technology to make it happen independently. We'd still be trying to figure out how do we put a good commercial back-end piece of software together. They helped us find the appropriate technical partner. They also helped us find the appropriate resource, and they helped us with the finances of that. And all of those put together achieved an objective that, had we not achieved it using the Fusion project, we'd be much further behind in terms of our commercial position at the moment. We're doing something that, quite frankly, no one else has ever done before. So we started based on innovation, and to retain our position in the commercial world, we have to continue to be innovative.